In April 2023, I began my leveling up journey with Unreal Engine, going from zero to hero. In this video, we'll travel through the most exciting parts where I leveled up the most, but also the challenging moments where I'll almost quit. Plus, I'll reveal secrets about my upcoming free game, which you will more than likely love if you enjoy boss simulator and horror games. But first, let's go back to where it all started with my very first game, which I called Doomed Bubble. Before moving on Unreal Engine, I was all about making 2D games in Unity, a time that was approximately, oh wow, actually that's pretty accurate. If you don't know the difference between Unreal Engine and Unity, let's just say Unreal Engine is more like Seiroshin from iShield 21. This is the guy I'm talking about. He is strong, performant, incredibly robust, and last but not least, completely unreal. Now, about Unity, I'm not sure Unity is really a competition, so let's just put Pregnant Dora, and that is the best way to describe the difference. But Unity taught me a lot about math, and it allowed me to create my very first 2D shooter, with my first AIs like this pistol guy, this sniper guy which has more range and damages. Then I decided to add more unpredictability with dashes, until it really becomes a nightmare to fight them. And when I say a nightmare, I mean all my surrounding gave up except me. I also made some terrible maps, added a gigantic ball boss. Just don't ask me why, please. And while I was happy with the results, I felt there was something missing though. And this is when things get interesting. One day, as I was looking for new ideas, I came across this game called Lost Soul Aside. A game offering incredible character design, stunning graphics, amazing VFX, and the magic behind it all? Unreal Engine, my friend. And that's when I knew I had to dive into Unreal. Or so I thought. This is my old 2015 Mac. The problem being, it can't handle Unreal Engine's graphics. So to fix that problem, I decided to get a job. On the morning, I was studying at 7 AM. Afternoons, I was whether eating lunch with my friends, but let's be honest, I will always code while eating. And finally, at night, I was working as a runner in a 5-star restaurant until 1 AM. And this is me. By the way, I'm hiding because I look so jacked. No, I'm kidding, I look skinny and really bored, just like Carter in SpongeBob. But the nice thing about working in a restaurant is the food, right? Let's be honest, this is what kept me going for 2 tough months, but then I got sick. I could barely move, eat, and had strong headaches for 3 days, which means I couldn't work anymore. And it made me really depressed at first. I could not think about anything else than, heck, I need that computer! That is, until I received a message in my phone. Honestly guys, I don't know if that's law of attraction, but I didn't care because now I could afford a new computer. Basically, I had nothing else to do but wait for my computer to be made, and once done, I jumped right off the bat into my next project, Mr. Goodman. This project was a breath of fresh air, because I learned to design a real map, but it was bad. I could also add lighting, but it was bad too. However, give me some of my models plus an animation timeline, and then I can craft you a story, my friend. Eventually, the project wasn't optimized enough, so it ended up on the back burner. But it made me learn a lot, and with that knowledge, I moved on to my next project, the 3-visored maze. I tried to recreate the epic 3-visored maze using procedural animation. It was a disaster. Now, don't get me wrong, the code was miraculously working, I don't even know how I did it, to be honest. Like, I just tried to connect things here and there, you know. But if I was to drop you the game, this is what might happen to your computer. The project was so poorly optimized that I couldn't even play it myself. But I knew I had to step up for the next project, and what followed, guys, is the one project that got me started on TikTok. Last August, I took on a wild challenge, build a zombie game in just 7 days. Each day was a relentless grind. I was coding, recording, and uploading updates to TikTok all in the same day, which was some nasty work. So I went from this on day 1 to this on day 3. My code was turning into a nightmare. I took screenshot of 95% of your comments to add your amazing suggestions, but then at some point, I really started to question what I was doing with my life. You know that feeling, right? Then when someone suggested adding multiplayer supports, I wasn't ready for that yet. So I hit pause on the zombie game to learn multiplayer programming and pivoted to something just as exciting, the backrooms. As the Unreal Engine offers strong multiplayer support, it is incredibly easy to use. Check this out. First, you need to click this button, then add 2 players, and now clicking on play. Okay, let's see what's the second player. Okay, perfect guys, everything seems to work. Nice already. Oh. Yeah, it could not be that simple, right? Basically, I had to learn a lot about replication to make sure all players saw the same things, manage the bandwidth optimization, and practice a lot because there was a lot of things to learn. But eventually I got the hang of it, and now everything started to work. Finally, it was time to work on map design, which started to look better than before in my opinion. By the way guys, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's video on the backrooms. And now, with all these skills, it was time to make a comeback on Black Zombie. So the idea was to make everything from scratch but better. So first of all, I added procedural animations for each weapon, added a crafting system, a weapon enhancement table, a perk drinks machine, and finally I included different types of zombie chasing you to death. So that's Black Zombie Remastered, and if you want to play it, it is available on itch.io, but bear in mind that it's no perfect. I did it in about 6 weeks I guess, and yeah, the journey is documented in this video. I'll put a link in the description. Now, what about the 7th upcoming game called Capitalist Entertainment? Well, basically, you're having a job interview at a strange computer company where some very questionable things happen. But remember, this is a horror game. Anyway, let's see how it goes.
Hello, dear employee, and welcome to Capitalist Entertainment, a company that is meant to produce next-generation computers. Before you can begin this trial period, a few rules are to consider. The first one, you cannot go to the toilets without permissions. You need to ask your superior, Eric. By pushing this red button, Eric will then either accept or deny your demand. Secondly, your job consists in connecting wires as is. So, I just placed a computer on the conveyor belt. Try connecting the wires and come back when you're done.
And this is how the game starts, but I don't want to spit all the sauce out just yet. By the way, before you go, check out this video, it will perfectly set you up for next week's release.